Welcome to this tutorial, using ILLiad as a virtual campus student at Clarion University. This tutorial will address how to access ILLiad via the Clarion University website, how to create an ILLiad account, how to request books, articles, and other materials through ILLiad, as well as other helpful features and information on getting assistance. Let's begin with accessing ILLiad and creating an account. To access ILLiad from the Clarion homepage at www.clarion.edu, click on the library link. This library link is located in the menu at the top right corner of the page. The link for ILLiad can be found under Library Services and is located below Interlibrary Loan. After clicking the ILLiad link, the logon screen will appear and you will need to log on to ILLiad and create an account. At the ILLiad login screen, enter your username, which is S_, first initial, middle initial, last name, but without the @clarion.edu tag, as you would use to log into D2L, and your password. Next, click on Log On to ILLiad. Students will need to have their Clarion ID number available the first time that they log into ILLiad to create the account. One way that instructions on identifying your Clarion ID can be found is in Student Resources. The link for Student Resources is listed on the screen. You will then need to fill in a form with personal information, which is only necessary to complete the first time that a student logs on to ILLiad. The fields that need to be filled out are first and last name, the Clarion ID number, Clarion email address, daytime phone, local address, permanent address, status, and home campus location. After this form is completed, the ILLiad main menu screen will appear. By selecting New Request and the material you are seeking on the left-hand side of the ILLiad main menu, you are able to fill out a request for interlibrary loan material. While there are several ways to request a book, a convenient way to populate the ILLiad request is by requesting the book through WorldCat. From the Clarion University Library webpage, select the WorldCat hyperlink below Research Resources. It has been highlighted on the screen here for you. You will then need to log in on the screen shown. To log in using the option on the left, enter your library ID number, which is 9 plus your Clarion ID number. For example, if your Clarion ID is 123456778, your library ID login will be 912345678, and enter your last name. If you don't know your Clarion ID, another way that you can find it, in addition to the Student Resources page, is by logging into My Clarion. Once there, click on Student Center. Under Personal Information, click on the Demographic Data link, and your ID is listed at the top of the page. You can also log into WorldCat by selecting Clarion from the drop-down menu on the right side of the screen and using your Clarion username and password that you use to log in to D2L. The required item can be searched for using whatever search method is appropriate. If held in a Clarion library, WorldCat will indicate this with a green highlighted Clarion University annotation next to the number of libraries worldwide that hold the title. This is important to recognize, as if you will be requesting a book held by the university, it will need to be noted along with the call number in the Notes section once back in ILLiad. Once the entry for the required book is opened, click the hyperlink next to External Resources, Send Request to ILL, or ILLiad. Clicking on this will take you directly to ILLiad and allow your request to be populated with the record shown. You will log in using your Clarion username and password. Your username again will be S_, first initial, middle initial, last name, but without adding the @clarion.edu tag. Once you have entered ILLiad, the request should already be populated. Verify the information that has been populated is correct. Enter the location and call number of a book if held by a Clarion University library in the Notes section. This area is shown highlighted on the screen. Once you have verified the information is correct, scroll down, then click on the Submit Request tab. You can view outstanding requests by selecting Outstanding Requests from the options on the side menu. The status column to the far right will indicate the status of your item. If it is necessary to make changes to or cancel your request, select the transaction by clicking on the transaction number. Then you can choose to edit or cancel your request. An article can be requested by the same method discussed for books using WorldCat. However, often a student finds an article through searching a different database, such as one through the service EBSCOhost. If you find articles for your research while searching an online database through Clarion University, often the full text is available. An icon indicating PDF full text or HTML full text would be displayed on each record. If the HTML or PDF for the full text is not available, you can request the article via ILLiad. When viewing an entry, simply click the link on the menu bar to the left, Request this item through ILLiad. This link will launch the ILLiad request form. Be sure to keep the detailed record open to retain information that you will need for the ILLiad request. The ILLiad logon screen will pop up in a separate window. Log on to ILLiad using your username and password as previously described. The ILLiad main menu will display. To make a new request for the article, click Article under New Request in the menu on the left-hand side. You will then need to copy the article title, journal title, author, publication year, volume, issue number, and page information from the database record. Each entry should be carefully copied to the appropriate field. The article title appears at the top of the record. Author information appears below, and journal title, year, volume, issue number, and page information can be found under Source in the database record. The fields marked with an asterisk on the ILLiad article request form are mandatory fields. The ISSN is a field that interlibrary loan staff use to process your request more quickly and accurately, so please try to fill in the ISSN field when possible. Review the information you have entered for accuracy, and then click the Submit Request button to complete the new request. When submission of a new request is done successfully, a message saying Article Request Received and the transaction number will appear below the Clarion logo. The current status of each request can be retrieved by clicking Outstanding Requests under View from the left menu. Here on the screen, you can see that the transaction number 42031 request has been sent to other libraries or a document provider, as shown in the status column on the far right. If you wish to update or cancel a request you have submitted, click the transaction number and click Edit Request for updating information, or click Cancel Request for cancellation. Many other types of resources can be requested through ILLiad, such as audio-visual materials, book chapters, ERIC documents, or a dissertation or thesis. For audio-visual materials, first, enter the item name of what you are requesting. Then, enter the author or composer. Next, enter the type of format of the item you are requesting, either CD, DVD, or video. Then you will enter the publisher name and date for the item, and performer if applicable. Including the ISBN will help increase the speed of the request. Enter as much identifying information as possible, such as the call number, OCLC number, and other notes. To prevent an unnecessary request from being fulfilled, enter the date you will not need the item after. Many fields are not required fields, but including as many details as possible makes it simpler for the person processing your request. You may include how you learned about this particular item. To request a chapter of a book through ILLiad, enter the book title, author-editor, place of publication, publisher, year, edition, page information, chapter author if known, chapter title, ISSN or ISBN, and call number. Also enter the date you will not need the item after. Next, enter whether or not you would like the item in a language other than English. Again, you may enter how you learned about this particular chapter. To request an ERIC document through the ILLiad system, enter the author-editor, title, publisher and place of publication, date of publication, edition, call number, and the ED or EJ number. Again, it is important to include the date you will not want the item after, and whether or not it should be in the English language. To request a documented dissertation or thesis through the ILLiad system, enter the title, author, school, year, degree, call number, OCLC or DocLine UI number. Also enter the date you will not need the item after and whether or not it must be in the English language. It is worth repeating that the more information you include in any request will increase the efficiency and accuracy of fulfilling your request, so please try to be thorough. It is important for virtual campus students to be aware of other features a few keystrokes away, such as renewing materials obtained from Clarion University. And also, they should be aware of the time frame involved in interlibrary loan requests. If you are seeking to renew a book obtained from Clarion University, from Clarion's homepage, click on the library's link located on the top right side of the page. In the middle of the page, under Library Services, click on Renew Books at the Renew Books section. You will have two options. You can click on the Pilot link to renew books that you have checked out, or you would click on ILLiad to renew other materials that were obtained through interlibrary loan, if possible. To renew books through Pilot, click on the Pilot Clarion's Online Catalog link under the Research Resources column. Click on the Renew Books link on the right-hand side of the page. In the middle of the page, there will be a field that asks for ID number and last name. In the ID field, place the number 9 and your 8-digit Clarion ID number. If you do not know your Clarion ID number, a third way that you can learn how to retrieve it is through www.clarion.edu/40242. In the last name field, enter your last name and click Login. Once you click the Login button, you will then see your personal information, patron blocks, items checked out, requested information, and fines and fees information. Under the Items Checked Out field, the items checked out and due dates will be listed. Place a check in the items that are to be renewed and press the Renew Items button. Once the Renew Items button is clicked, the items should renew based on Clarion's circulation policy. Should any problems occur, please contact a library employee at the appropriate library location. Other important information to take note of is that when requesting interlibrary loan materials, the materials will be sent to the address you specify. You are responsible for return postage and timely return of the materials to the university. Traditionally, materials available at Clarion University will be shipped to you by U.S. mail. Please allow at least 7 to 10 days for delivery. Resources which must be requested by Clarion from other libraries may take 2 to 3 weeks to reach you. Please keep in mind that once you submit a request, often materials must be requested from another library, delivered to Carlson Library, and then sent on to you. The time frame is also affected by availability of materials, location of the lending library, transit time, as well as the request volume at the lending library. Library staff are shipping books via priority mail to virtual campus students at the present time, so please help evaluate this experimental service. When requested materials arrive, send an email to Interlibrary Loan staff confirming the date received. There are a variety of contact numbers and email addresses you should be aware of. They are shown here. Assistance for virtual campus students can be reached by dialing the toll-free number 866-272-5612 and pressing 5 for library. You can speak with librarians at the appropriate location regarding ILLiad requests by telephone, through email, or via live chat. If you are in need of help, a variety of forms of assistance can be found linked to the Clarion University Library website. Instructions about using ILLiad can be found under Library Help on the library webpage. There are also different kinds of tutorials to help you. Click on Tutorials under Library Help. Either link will work. This will bring up a page with the different types of tutorials listed. You will be looking for ILLiad. It can be found here in the Video Tutorials list. Click the link and the video will start in a new window. If you are seeking assistance during hours the library is open, you can also try the Chat Live with a Reference Librarian button. If a librarian is available, a green button will appear in the middle of the page. Clicking this button will open a chat, and you can ask any questions you may have. If the librarian is unavailable, a yellow button will be there. Clicking this button allows you to email the reference librarian your questions, and these will be answered at the librarian's earliest convenience. On the main page of the library site, there is also a yellow column on the left side of the page. About halfway down this yellow bar is a link labeled LibAnswers. Under the LibAnswers link, you will find a unique search engine geared specifically towards library information. Just type your question into the search box, and hopefully all of the information you need will be found. This page also has additional helpful features. This page has a link to the previously mentioned Reference Librarian live chat, Reference Librarian email. The telephone numbers for the Clarion University libraries are listed here, as well as options for text, email, and Facebook. Below that, there is a link that provides access to a 24/7 live chat with other librarians in the state of Pennsylvania. If the Clarion librarian cannot be reached, this is a great final option for users with questions, both about ILLiad and other interlibrary loan systems, as well as general reference questions. All of the aforementioned resources should answer any query you may have. Virtual campus students are able to get the resources that they need in their preferred format, all online if they wish. With all of these helpful options, there is no need for ILLiad to live up to its dictionary definition of a long series of woes or trials. We hope this tutorial provided you with valuable information about accessing ILLiad, requesting materials, and many of the other helpful features and methods of assistance available to you online from the Clarion University libraries. Thank you for watching.